Hello there, it's Steve-O here from the Elite FPL podcast, and as mentioned on Twitter, I said that I was going to do a quick solo podcast, just basically going over the final mini league standings of our Cash Mini League, the Torbay Elite Cash Mini League, and also your guys' Elite FPL Mini League. And also I'll be giving you some news about what's happening in the future, certainly the near future, regarding our podcast and the content that we will be creating. So we'll just kick off with this. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this as short and sweet as possible. They were the famous last words as well. But so first spot, of course, was Jason, like I joked about in the the live stream that we did on Sunday afternoon. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that watched that. Absolutely fantastic. Would like to thank Captain Gaming as well for joining us, completely impromptu, but he came on and I thought he was absolutely superb, and I'll go into a bit more detail about that in a minute, but we'll just get on with the standings as for now. So Jason winning the Torbay Elite Mini League. He won it by 106 points ahead of me in second spot. I ended up 43 points ahead of Connor Lee, and Connor Lee ended up 16 points ahead of fourth place Ben Towler, and Ben Towler in fifth, ahead of fifth by 31 points. And you may be thinking, what you on about? You know, why are you going through so many different places? The simple answer is that we pay out for the top four in our Cash Mini League. Now then, on to the Manager of the Month award. I'm fully aware that this is more aimed at people that have participated in the Torbay Elite Mini League, but at the end of the day, this is what we did the podcast for originally. So anyway, August Manager of the Month was Jason. So Jason won the Manager of the Month award there. On to September, we have Lee Phillips. October, Alex Rushmore. On to November, Darren Monday. Ben Towler winning the December Manager of the Month award. On to January. I actually win something. I win the Manager of the Month award for January. Fantastic. On to February. Jack Chater. March. It's Pete Andrews. Moving on to April. Dan Endicott. And finally into May. We only had a couple of weeks. And it was Matt James, of all people. So we'll move on to the Elite FPL Mini League. Now this is going to look a bit different to what I'm going to be speaking about, because as we already explained, Block FPL decided just to join our mini league, so I'm not actually counting Block as a player in this mini league per se, so don't need to worry about that. So John Harris, congratulations to you. You win the Elite FPL Mini League. You won it by 5 points ahead of Nishchal Punja. I apologise for pronouncing your name probably incorrectly, but you finished 5 points ahead of them. Jason ending up 15 points behind John, and Daniel Ash ending up 24 points behind top spot John Harris. A couple of mentions to regular contributors in Jack Gleeson. He finally ended the season 37 points off first, and regular contributor FPL Booner ending up 43 points off first. But talking of FPL Booner, I would just like to thank this guy for the how can I say this? The free advertising that he's given us, free promotion work that he's given us. We haven't asked him to do this. We're not paying him to do this. He believes in our content. He enjoys what we do, and I genuinely cannot thank him enough for the effort that he's doing to help us grow this community. And he sent me a really, really nice private message regarding what he thinks about our podcast, and I think these words pretty much sum up how I'd like to think you and the community feel about our podcast, and it's certainly words that reflect how I want our podcast to come across, really. And I'm going to be paraphrasing the specific message itself, but he just wants to say how that he thinks that the work that we do is amazing. But this is the key lines that I took away from this particular private message, which was the passion, the energy that we bring is like no other podcast. It's raw and it's real. The connection that we have with the community and basically what we do is far beyond that of any renowned FPL accounts, and I'm really happy that we're getting that, feeling across. Really, I think that, as Captain Gaming was saying in his very impassioned talking of raw emotion, when I rewatched our live stream from Sunday, if anybody hasn't seen it with Captain Gaming, I highly recommend you basically watch the last 30-40 minutes of the stream, basically when all the games end, and the four of us, myself, Jason, Dan and Captain, all have just almost like a off-air discussion, but it was on air, it was live, and Captain really laid a few things down the line, was giving us some advice about where to go with our podcasts, what he wants us to do with it and everything. And yeah, it was really, really interesting hearing from a really successful FPL YouTuber, content creator, telling us how much he enjoys our podcast and what frustrates him about the world of YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and basically not caring. And that's what I like about Captain's content. Is it's like Boona says about our content, it's real and it's raw, and it's just a normal guy talking about how fantasy football affects his team. So yeah, it's the words that FPL Boona wrote. I cannot thank you enough for writing those words, and just want to also say thank you to FPL Boona for being the admin for the Discord message board. I'm going to hold my hands up. I can't personally regularly participate in that particular message board because the simple fact is I'm too busy to be participating in it. The fact that Jason has set this whole thing up and wants to bring the community closer is absolutely superb, and it's really, really good to see that it's a really active chat room and people are using it for the reasons that it's there for. So I just want to say thank you for Boona for being the admin for that. Again, doesn't have to do it, but he just feels that what we are doing is worth it. Something I've completely forgotten about is the Manager of the Month awards for the Elite FPL Mini League, but we started it, I believe, in January? No, it wasn't January. I think it may have been February then. Yes, it was in February. And I remember now because Chris Judge was the one that won it. So Chris Judge wins an exclusive Elite FPL mug, which he did receive. In March, the winner was Daniel Ash. He won an exclusive Elite FPL mug. On to April, where Tim Lee won it. And May, which I kind of unofficially broke the news, but it ended up with... I originally thought it was Jonathan Mahoney that won the Manager of the Month award. However, I did say that don't take my word on it. That was just unofficial, and it turns out that it wasn't him after all. It was someone called Sveli Untuli. Sveli Untuli. So you are the Elite FPL May Manager of the Month. So congratulations to you. You pipped Jonathan Mahoney by 6 points. So congratulations to you there. Yeah, so I think it'd be just enough time if you've kept with it regarding what we are going to be doing in the future of the Elite FPL or in the near future. So simply put, this is a bit of an exclusive bit of news for you guys, so to speak. We are going to be having, the three of us, a conference call regarding all things moving forward, Elite FPL podcast-wise. And from my personal perspective, what we should be doing is this. So on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, myself, Dan and Jason will be doing a live stream reflecting over the season, predominantly from a real life perspective, but also reflecting over, obviously, the FPL perspective as well. And then for the preceding few weeks, what we are planning on doing is a Meet the Community podcast, where we're going to be getting you guys on air to get to know you, why you play FPL, talk about your season just gone, how FPL affects you, and that should be happening, from next week. I think we're probably going to get FPL Boone on first, but some of the other guys that we're planning on bringing on are John Harris as an example, Jack Gleason, we're going to be sending out an invite to him again. Block FPL is more than welcome to come on. Davey FPL. Capping Gaming, of course. So yeah, we are going to be doing some interview-based podcasts all about fantasy football, obviously. But more importantly, why you play fantasy football, what you enjoy about it. I'll be personally doing a lot of research into your team's history, how long you've been playing it for. But for this season alone, I'll be going in depth into, how you guys have played this game this year. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to know you guys in person, so to speak, even though it'll be over Skype. But yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. So yeah, we will keep you posted as always through both our social media platforms, which of course are on Instagram and Twitter. And talking of which, it does appear that based on the polls that I put up on Twitter the other day, the majority of you use Twitter to keep in contact and up to date with what's going on with the Elite FPL podcast. Now, admittedly, the polls were a bit biased because they were done on Twitter. I'm fully aware of that. But based on my own opinion on Instagram itself, I do think that there's more of an organic reaction on Twitter than there is on Instagram. So I'm going to take it as read that that's what the majority of people think as well. So yeah, it looks like we'll do the majority of... Well, I'm going to make sure that we're more active, or I'm more active on Twitter to advertise our content and try and communicate with you guys. But like I said, I work full time. I don't have the time to be on social media at all. And when I do have time, I want it to be my own time. I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from this. I'm going to quickly leave it there. I just want to say congratulations to the winners of the mini league and the Torbay Elite to Cash mini league. The winners the winner in John Harris in the Elite FPL mini league. Congratulations. And of course, the guys that won the Manager of the Month award. Well done, and we will keep you posted. Cheers, guys, and see you very soon.